It's all about the hike in fuel pump price, the socio-economic and political implication. With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a vibrant gentleman, wonderful analyst. I'd like to start my introduction from the extreme left. He's a young man, an entrepreneur, politician, a businessman. Join me to welcome Destiny Asabo. Welcome to TMI. It's been a while.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
Okay. Sitting very close to him is another entrepreneur, a businessman, a politician. Join me to welcome Festus Ehi. Ehi Nayowedo. Hope I got that name.
Ehi Nayowedo.
I tried now.
Yes,
welcome, Festus.
Good morning, Winston. Good morning, viewers.
And of course, join me to welcome the one sitting very close to me, a businessman, an entrepreneur, a political analyst, a politician, Elvis Brown. Hope I got that name correct.
Absolutely.
Because there was an E ending your Brown. Is it Brownie or what?
It's Brown.
It's Brown.
Yes.
Interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Viewers.
Okay. Fuel pump hike. When our president, yes, though, maybe still in China, maybe he's ready to come back, it was like the hike in fuel pump price is inevitable. I underline that word, inevitable. And it said for Nigeria to be whole again, for Nigeria to be well, to be stable economically, these hikes we just have to endure. We have to bear. There's nothing he can do about it. It's for the betterment of the country. I want to start off with you, Destiny Asabo. Taking a leaf from what Mr. President said in China, given reasons why this increment is just inevitable. Before you react, hold on. Yes, I'm getting a signal right now that Benjamin Mayer, all the way from Germany, yes, we're going to establish a link with Benjamin Mayer. Benjamin, good morning from this side. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right. He's a political analyst, political affairs commentator, and entrepreneur. And of course, he's a Nigerian. You know what is happening in the country. Though he's outside Nigeria, he's in tune with what is happening. So, Benjamin, we'll get back to you shortly on this particular discussion.
Thank you.
All right. So, Destiny, over now to you. What do you feel about the comment made by Mr. President giving an excuse for an increment in fuel pump price?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I think he's just trying to defend, trying to defend himself, This present government, led by Tinubu itself, I will say categorically, without missing words, he has never meant well for Nigerians, quote and unquote. Because take it or leave it, if you go to an advanced country, if you go to the Western world, you see that to feed is not a problem. Why? Because some certain things are in order, are put in place. The reason why you see that we barely feed 3 square meals a day now in Nigeria is because you see that our country, Nigeria, most especially the means of survival to our country is tied to this petroleum stuff. If you can reduce the price of petroleum, you see that everything will go well. Now, this petroleum increase goes a long way to affect the country in the sense that, one, when there is increase in fuel, the cost of transportation will also increase. Now, this will now go a long way to affect other things, like inflation will come, because when there is increase in transportation, goods and services will also increase. Then when goods and services has gone up, then you will now see that inflation comes in. When inflation comes in, you see that, you will agree with me, Mr. Wilson, that even our Naira does not have any value again. That is to say, You can hold 100,000 naira and you go to the market and you are coming back with more or less nothing. Because our currency does not have any value again. Then you see that it will also go a long way to cause unemployment. Because there are some companies that actually cannot do without fuel. For instance, your media station, if not for the rescue of solar, and not everybody can even afford that. For instance, transport company, these people cannot do without fuel. You see that because of the increase, there will be a total reduction in workforce. It goes a long way to also affect food insecurity, because most of our foods, to get nutritious food, you see some of our food are being brought from maybe some of our villages and all that. The cost of transportation, like I said before, you see that it becomes so difficult. It also goes a long way to affect our economy. It causes economic hardship, that the common man who receives low income will now find it difficult to afford these basic necessities like food, housing, education, and lots more.
All right.
It goes a long way to also cause political instability, because when there is inflation in the land, you see the people the citizens will be fed up with the government. Okay. That is what gives birth to protests, demonstration of violence, and all that.
I will come back to you, but thank you so much for laying the perfect foundation, bringing now the ills caused by this increment. He went through the security challenge, economic challenge, political challenges, you just name it. But he mentioned of one thing. He said this administration led by Tinubu doesn't mean well for Nigerians. Festus, over to you.
Mr. Winston, I must say Nigerians are going through a tough time. But this tough time was not just orchestrated by Tinubu administration. Immediately after the Civil War, leaders of thought sat down and began to reason what were the remote causes of the Civil War. They liked a lot of reasons, like the Aba Women Riot and others. Now, in 2014, the then Minister of Finance, Okonjo-Iweala, she was crying. Now, what we are doing in Nigeria is like painting a house that has never been cemented. When you build a house, you are supposed to cement before you start painting. But because we needed to see that Nigeria is growing, people begin to bring different ideas. She was crying to the extent that the state governors, which I believe are the number 2 problems we have in Nigeria, sued the then president because of the excess crude account. I don't know if you are getting it. She was crying. Why was she crying? Because she has seen that if we don't plan for the future, there's going to be a problem. Let me go back to 1984. I guess all of us seated here, we were just kids by 1984. There was an hunger strike in 1984 in Nigeria also. We're not going to say Tinubu is the problem, or what's the problem then? Tinubu was still very young then. Now, we are having a country where we have great men, but we are not having great institutions. Let me start from the clergy homes. I don't want to go into churches, nor mosques, nor the traditional home. You see a man that is in charge of a clergy home, being too wealthy that you have a school that others can't even go. The man becomes a great man, but that institution that he is in charge is not great. So the problem that we are facing today is not something that just started from Tinubu regime. What the present administration is trying to do is to remove every fancy thing that has been there. Let's face this reality. For the first time, an indigenous petrochemical industry is functioning in Nigeria. It has never been easy. Although I'm not too happy with the January, March, September Port Harcourt refinery movement. I don't know if you are getting, but we are still very hopeful that soon that one is coming to limelight. But the point here is very simple. We've had different presidents that has, whenever they come, what they do is to buy paint the former has. This is Nigeria. Nigeria is good, you paint.
So you're saying this is a result of what Okonjo-Iweala has foresaw?
See, yes, what Okonjo-Iweala has foresaw and what has been coming in Nigeria.
Okay.
We've never had president that will say, let's face it once for all. I must say, not just Nigerians. Do you know neighboring countries are feeling the heat? Because we've pampered this country a lot. We just want to see that what is like it's okay, I just dress out and I'm looking fine. What is happening in my house? Nobody knows.
Okay,
and that's what we are saying today.
hold on. Now, from what you're trying to say, you're saying this is what it is.
This is what it is.
And Tinubu should not be blamed for it.
See, what Tinubu is trying to do is to make us fix the reality where he works to restore Nigeria back.
I'll come back to you. Elvis, I know you have a lot to say. Like, I want to say something. I want to say something. Go ahead.
I was literally boiling on the inside, you know. First of all, these are issues of policies. A government that is insensitive to the plight of the people. A government that knows not what policy is in the first place. And you went ahead to implement the policies that you know nothing about. This is a government that came into power and told us that the removal of subsidy will put fuel at 400 naira a liter. Where are we today? We're now dealing with the issue of class here. It doesn't buy petroleum. It doesn't buy. This is a product that affects over 180 to 200 million Nigerians directly. And the man is not aware. He could still line up 200 vehicles as a convoy. It doesn't affect him. So he doesn't know what we are talking about. This government is operating on highest level of nepotism. Now, where did this all start?
Highest level of nepotism.
Of nepotism. You're bringing in people into government as a compensational factor, not based on competence. Everybody that's around the president is brought in because you either campaign for him or you are from his region. Not because you have the capacity to make policies, to make informed decisions.
What about the likes of this other governor, former governor of Enugu State, what's his name again, that was like a minister of roads and the rest of them? They say he's doing a great job.
They said he's doing a great job. But look
Umahi, thank you.
Umahi did a great job as the governor of his state. But you see, appointment is not a reward for what you have done.
Because you said it's nepotic.
It's
so
nepotism.
Call back.
It's nepotism. Because look at the rail that he projected from Lagos to Akwa Ibom. The road that they said they were going to do, I mean, they talk about 6 lanes. It was all over the news. And suddenly it has been suspended. The man has unpicked people he can manipulate. People he can tell, look, do this, and then later on, let us use it to make news. When people start talking about it, they shift attention. What have we achieved from this government? We're looking at a government that is not even aware that the people are suffering. And you say fuel subsidy removal is gone. There's no going back. Okay, no problem. We agree with you. But we see here now that subsidy is still ongoing. Go do your research and see. Somebody mentioned food products, food prices. Inflation has never been this bad in the country. And you're not blaming Tinubu for it? You're blaming from number 1 to the last person in this administration for what is happening in this country.
All right. I'll come back to you. Now let's move straight down to Germany. I believe that Benjamin is there. He's been listening to what you guys have been saying. But I want to draw a lead from what Festus said. He said, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the director of World Trade Organization, saw this coming. And she cried out during the time of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, of my president, saying, look, if we do not manage, if we do not do X, Y, Z, we are going to find ourselves in a murky situation. And that is the situation that we are in right now. Some are saying Tinubu is not to be blamed. He's just telling us the situation of the country, that this is what it is. We have to look for ways to come out of these murky waters that will find ourselves as a nation. Benjamin, over to you.
Thank you for having me this morning, Mr. Wixon. It's a very good topic that we are discussing today. I will start by saying no country can survive or we ever survive on a policy that does not favor the people. Governance is just beyond winning an election, and governance is beyond having the popularity or having that political relations with people and all that. Governance is all about knowing what to do and knowing how to do it. I can tell you the problem of this Nigerian problem started, really the economic problem started when he made a statement during his inauguration that the subsidy is gone. I also want to let Nigerians know that the government is not truthful to them. If the government is actually truthful to Nigeria, Nigerian people will have been able to understand. There are a lot of cabals that is fighting, that is within the government that doesn't want peace and Nigerian economy to be stable because they are benefiting from it in one way or the other across the border and within Nigeria. And if you even permit me to say, I will be able to lay emphasis on uh, foreign foreign interference in in the Nigerian economy. That being the way it takes is that we have had issues where some government appointees have made some reckless statement, which Nigeria find that not to be true. And this has a lot of role to play in what is happening in Nigeria today. We remember the minister, the director of the NNPC, saying they declared $3 billion dollars as an interest or something, whatever they call it. But last week I also read on the paper that Nigerian NNPC is owing independent importers and marketers $6 billion dollars. That is not in naira. If you convert that money, you are running fast into the Nigerian government budget for 2024. You see how those things has a lot of major role to play. See, when you refer back to 2014, I think somebody will just wake up and looking for a way to protect this government, this APC government. It's only those that have decided not to look at what is called change, that have remained in their comfort zone, not looking at what is on the other side, not thinking out of the box. In 2014, when Madam Ngojo Wheeler made that statement, life was still better than the way it is right now. Even before Tinubu came into power, life was still better than the way it is right now. Nigerians were still managing. And this for a hike, and you heard his statement, what he meant, the statement he made from China, that the Dangote refineries is going to be blah blah blah, and at the end of the day, they will not, he will not sell more than the price that the federal government or whatever they agreed on and all that. The Dangote refineries was actually projected to solve two problems. One, availability, and two, and the cost price. And now the president of the country is telling you a product that God has blessed us with, a natural resource that God has blessed us with, that and our brother is refining it and want to sell it to us, that we will still buy it at the same price, um, just like the one that is being imported into the country. When you begin to hear statements like this, you begin to wonder and you begin to do your investigation and think what is actually happening, especially when this government is non trusted. Because the people that they are governing don't trust this government.
All
That is
right.
just the truth. It's not because they are antecedent, but because the way they are handling the government, they say one thing today, tomorrow you find out it's different thing.
Okay.
But I want to beg Nigeria on this lighter note. I want to beg Nigeria on this lighter note. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you don't talk, nobody gives to you. And that's the situation we'll find ourselves.
All
Until
right.
you begin to rise up and speak, Nigeria will remain in this economic hardship.
I will come back to you, Benjamin. I'll come back to you. Now let's move straight back to the studio. Now, borrowing a lead from what Benjamin said, he mentioned three or four factors, but one really struck a chord with me. He mentioned cabals. And of course, back again to what Dr. Gojo Kojawala predicted. He said their interests trying to shackle, trying to distort, trying to dismember, if I'm permitted to use that word, the Nigerian economy. And that is what Mr. President is fighting. And these are the opinions of so many persons in the country saying these cabals are so tough for them to be able to twist Mr. President. That means we should not take them lightly. Take it up from there, Destiny.
Mr. Wixon, thank you very much. The issue of cabal, if we must be sincere, like my brother was trying to fine-tune the present government, probably because, I don't know. If we must be sincere, like he said, this is the first time the president is coming out to make us face
reality.
Reality depends on his own interpretation of reality, because I don't really know the type of reality that we are facing now. Talking about cabal, this has been something that has been there, not today, not yesterday. You and I know that, yes, some certain cabals has been there that are trying to manipulate, or that is even making Nigeria, you know, a difficult place to live. That is making Nigeria not a suitable place for the citizens. But my question is, before Tinubu came into power, or before he even have that thought of running for for presidency, he is also aware that there are cabals there, because he has been part of the government. He has been in the system. So the issue of cabal isn't a new English or a new thing to him. So I believe for every candidate who is running for a position in an election, there's always a manifesto to that effect. And these are, your manifesto comes like you already know the problem that the people are going through. That is why you have to now derive means of solving the problem. So Tinubu will not tell us that he is not aware that there are some certain cabals and all that. He must have designed the way of solving this problem. Now, they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. I will say a problem that you have foreseen, it is also a problem half solved, because you already know, or you will not sit down to kind of find out how to solve that problem before the problem comes. That is why you will see the ordinary man will say, stone wey person see, e no dey blind eye. Cabal na stone wey Tinubu see. So it ought not to be problem now.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So he's just trying to be
defensive.
To defend.
I'll come back to you, Destiny. Well, Festus, if you take a look at your first comment, yes, you said you're not happy with the current situation, but you were giving excuses for this administration and Mr. President. You went further to talk about the prediction of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. But now take a look at what Dangote is saying, or what they are making him do, trying to condition him on the dispensation of fuel, trying to peg price for him. I mean, is it not worsening the situation?
Mr. Wincy, one thing about my country is, if we tag you, you are bad, you are bad. You understand? Now, the CNNG is already in vogue. And before now, the president advised the state governors invest on it. Some states are doing well about the CNNG. It's just 200 naira per kilo, per liter. Now, the idea, what you're talking about Dangote, as of yesterday, I guess an agreement has been reached that independent marketer can go and buy directly from Dangote. There was a time in Nigeria to get a SIM card was like 50,000. For you to make a call, say hello, you have to spend high. Then we're having night Etisalat. It got to a time, competition start coming. What has never happened before is what is happening now. An independent petrochemical company in Nigeria. Others are coming. Not the one they talk in the mouth, not the one in the lips. The one that is functioning already. So, as Nigerians, we should be prayerful. We should hope for others to come when there is competition. Last night I sat and I was like, if actually NNPCL is trying to fix the price for Dangote, soon we're going to start asking them questions. You buy in Germany or US, you're going to pay to bring it down to Nigeria. So there is no way you will expect that same people to buy with the same amount from Dangote. Which I don't know if you are getting me.
Yeah.
We are waiting for a competitive market. I'm not praying for Dangote to remain alone. The Port Harcourt refinery should work. We're going to get to a time where, once you have your refinery, sell according to how you will make your gain. That was what happened in the telecommunication industry. At a time, you can't even buy SIM card. But now SIM card is free. So, the issue of Kaba will always be there. And I will say they are the biggest problem we have. And one thing about the Kaba is this, the Kaba is not political. When they want to share our money, they don't bring politics in. They don't bring party in. Interests now come in. So, if you handle the Kaba in a very harsh way, you're going to create more problems for the economy. We're talking about, he said something about some companies closing down because of unemployment. Now, if by tomorrow we stop importing fuel, a lot of persons are going to lose their job also. But there's going to be a compensation because of the petrochemical companies, industries that will be here. So it is going to be bite for some persons, and it's going to be joy for some others. And those ones that are going to feed the bites are the cabals that will keep fighting. The three major contenders that were aspiring to be the president said it so plain: we are removing fuel subsidy. And I am so keen on telling you this, that removing fuel subsidy, making Nigerians feel it now, is okay. It becomes an error on the side of the president that this thing keep going. Because what I have studied through the economical lenses, Nigeria has been on packaging. That's why I said we are facing the reality of what Nigeria ought to be. So
you're saying no caps, right? This is the situation.
Yes, this is the situation. I am receiving 20,000 salary and I am going on Facebook to tell you I'm receiving 200,000 salary. Or just like a wife that will come to Facebook and say, my husband bought me a car, whereas his younger brother just bought him a car. Nigeria has been on propaganda. We've been on these, how do I put it? We have been on this kind
facade or mirage.
We paint the nature of the country. That was why I make reference to 1984. There was a protest.
All right. The real situation on the ground, that's what Mr. President, according to him, is exposing. No caps, no editing. This is where we are. After all, maybe Mr. President listened to IMF, he saw the debt burden, he said for us to really get out of this, some tough measures must really be taken to save Nigerians' economy, to save Nigeria from going totally under. Some sacrifices need to be made, hence the increment in pump price of petrol. I mean, don't you think this man mean well, even if he's not doing it according to some persons the right way?
Well, Mr. Wilson, I want to beg to differ. Whether we like it or not, Nigerians, they see through you. If you mean well for them, they know. If you don't, they know. First of all, the issue of Okonjo-Iweala, let me quickly address that. The challenge she had with the governors was not about this fuel subsidy. It was about SS crude account. They wanted the money shared. That was the differential altogether.
But said they are all connected.
Well, how is that connected? They said, look, if you're keeping this money, you want to do projects, give us the money. I was against that at the time. I spoke against it at the time. But the government at the time said, okay, if you want us to share this money, no problem. They brought the money and then they shared. Now, let's come back to the issue on ground. If, for any reason, history means anything to anybody. There was a time in this country when we had cassava salt. Then Dangote started importing salt. That was the end of cassava salt. We used to have Portland cement. We used to have elephant cement. I'm not against Dangote. He's a businessman. When the opportunity comes, he grabs it. But you see, a government that knows what it's doing will think about the policy they're about to implement. He just mentioned telecommunication. It was not sold to Dangote. If it was sold to Dangote, we will have a sole ownership. SIM card will probably be at 100,000 naira today.
Are you blaming the smart as trying to save Nigeria right now?
I am telling you that when you are dealing with somebody that operates a monopolistic kind of business idea, you need to think about how to break the genes. What is wrong with ensuring that your own refinery works? And let me tell you, this Dangote refinery has sacrificed the national refineries. You can take that to the bank. They're never going to work again.
But they're saying that Port Harcourt or Warri Refinery, Kano Refinery will be operational soon.
Well, whatever this government tells you, believe the opposite. And you will live longer. I am telling you that whatever you are saying here is deceit. Telling Dangote this is what you're going to sell is also telling Dangote that, look, whatever you sell, we get our cuts. So something has been said that has not been said. So as we are listening to what they are saying, we are also noticing what they are not saying. You can't trust this government. This is not a government you can trust. This is an APC government, for crying out loud. Now, come back to the issue of the refinery that they are praising. Everybody is shouting down with the refinery, fuel is going to come down, fuel is going to do this, going to do that. Before he even started to sell the fuel, how much did he buy the land? I was having a conversation with someone. We were told that he paid $100 million, not naira, $100 million for the land where the refinery, he said it himself. The question you ask yourself, what is in that land? How does he plan to recoup the money that he spent in buying the land? People are not asking these questions. Do you know how much it takes to make $100 million? That's what he paid to someone to get the place to build his.
Well, don't forget that this man got a loan from the Nigerian government. And yes, he says he's going to pay gradually, and Nigerian government have a share in that company.
A loan. How much is the percentage of share in that company?
Okay, fine. we don't want to go into that. I'll come back to you, bro. I'll come back to you. No, let's get you down to Germany. Let's get you down to Germany, where Benjamin is standing by. Now, Benjamin, you know that definitely Nigerians are really going through a lot. But Mr. President said, look, this is inevitable. You mentioned Kaba. You mentioned about the projection also of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Now, putting all these factors together, let's dive into the political implication. Now, how do you feel this party that is in charge will fare politically, knowing fully well that Nigerians are going through this?
APC government is built on propaganda, and the party itself is also built on propaganda. And you can hear it yourself. The guy in the studio said it, the guy defending them. And it's like, it's one of the requirements, it's one of the criteria before you join the APC, you have to know how to propel propaganda. Well,
many of them will not agree to your comment, though.
That should be their own opinion. That is my own opinion, and I believe a lot of Nigerians share that same sentiment to me. Let's go on further with the way Tinubu is handling the government. I must tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, Nigerians are seeing through him. They know what he's doing. They know what he's about to do, and it's like everything is being predicted. Even before he became the president of the country, or before he was sworn in, people already know that things were going to be increased. Price of materials, foodstuff, taxes here and there are going to be increased. And let me make refresh your memory back to the coastal line road that they wanted to construct, that is now an abandoned project, or rather suspended for the reason best known to them. Before they haven't even started constructing it, and a multi-million business along that coastal line in Lagos was destroyed. Let me tell you where this issue is coming from. Somebody mentioned nepotism and the rest of it. A business that is functioning along that coastal line was destroyed. This is what is putting food on somebody's table. And this company actually employ a lot of people and all that. The way you want to destroy what you have built, it takes you a second for you to destroy it. I can tell you this, Tinubu does not have the right policy to move this country forward. And the people that he put in places, when you talk about these people that he put in places, they are all in one way connected to the Kabat. Tinubu has been in the government, whether outside or in APC or ACN or something. He has been in the government since 1999, and he has been there. So you cannot tell me that he's not part of the Kabat. He doesn't know what is going on. And when you return back to the issue of Dangote refineries, the Dangote refinery was actually designed, Nigerians were actually looking at it that it was going to help them and was going to bring succumb to the issue of fuel scarcity and increase in pump price, increase in pump price. But what we are seeing and what we're expecting is a different ball game. So people are already sitting down. This is where the Kaba comes in. The Kaba is already sitting down telling you that for you to sell for this product to come into the market, you have to sell for this particular price. If I'm importing a car from Germany, I'm importing a BMW from Germany, and it costs me nothing less than 20 million naira to import a particular BMW, and this same particular BMW is being coupled by the BMW in Nigerian, or rather being assembled in Nigerian, you don't expect that same product to be sold at the same price. So this is one thing we are saying. I'm not against Dangote building a gigantic refinery that will serve the people and all that. I'm happy for him. He's a Nigerian. At least he's not a foreigner building it. I'm very happy. But when you look at what is behind and what Nigerians is expecting and what Nigerians are saying, you shouldn't believe any word that APC people are telling you. Because since they assumed that position, since they became the people who make policies and those who break it, there is nothing they have told Nigerians that have ever become true. This is our problem. This is Nigerians' problem. When you come to the public and tell Nigerians, this is the problem we are facing, how can we handle it? Let me make reference to it. There is a organization here, especially here in Germany, where citizens go and drop personal opinion. Are you aware that the government takes it more serious than the opinion that the appointed people are even giving? You understand? So the citizen goes into that particular website, they drop their opinion in every regarding challenges and issues affecting every society. And the government go in there, they assemble all those things, scrutinize them, and put it into use. And you see that the society is keeping. Let me tell you one thing. If you are driving past a road here today and you have a pothole, in less than 2 hours, that pothole, you won't find it. It's not the government that comes to tell you, oh, this road is bad or something. There is an organization. There is a local contractor who is in charge of that thing. He monitors it all the time. He drives around to check if anything affects that. Until Nigerians and Nigerian government keep thinking this way, not just only the appointed people that will appoint people that surround them, just to compensate them for the role they played during the election time, will keep having the same problem.
All right.
APC government appointing people in each position is a compensation. I've said it time without numbers.
I'll come back
It's
to
a
you, Benjamin.
compensation.
I'll come
We
back to
need.
you.
All right.
All right, I'll come back to you. Well, it's like everyone just going on 4 cylinders today, saying what they are going through is in Germany, but he has people here in Nigeria that are complaining, crying. Nobody is smiling right now in Nigeria. Even the rich and the mighty, they are feeling the pang of these increments in pump price. And people are like saying, what in the world is going on? The last question for this segment is this. Is it about APC or about individuals? Is it about political parties or about the mentality, the finesse, and the dexterity in handling the situation? Destiny.
Mr. Wilson, if I get your question correctly, you said if it's about individual or about party. I think both are involved because you will see that, let me first of all handle the aspect of the individual first of all. You see that I keep saying it every time I come here. One of the reasons why things are becoming so difficult for us is because we have failed to follow instruction that the Bible originally gave to us. One, love your neighbor as thyself. Because in the first place, like I keep saying, if you love your neighbor, I think now that fuel is I think 1,000 naira per liter. You see go out, you see some persons still sell 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 5 because of personal gain and interest. But if you love your neighbor, you wouldn't want to add more pains to the pain your neighbor is going through. And for that of the government, APC government, my brother, this APC government, oh God. Only God know the right word that I will
The way you said, oh God, what has God got to do with this?
Because, my brother, it's getting beyond our imagination. You understand? You ought to come and, cushion the stress of the people. But instead, it's more like you have come. Tinubu is more like somebody who just came trying to act like he's trying to put fire. Maybe your fire he's trying to off your fire, but with petrol in his mouth, blowing. You understand? It's causing more harm. It's doing more harm than good. You understand? Now, to your question, the government of the day, the time of Buhari, he came with the, what's it called? Change issue. Then, before Buhari came, you will agree with me that Nigerians, the stress and pains we are going through was not as high as when Buhari came. Buhari now also left, which also now brought another APC government. And now, the pains we are going through has also increased. You understand? That is to tell you that the party or the government also have a very huge role that they are playing in this stuff, in this hardship that we are going through. Because you say good name is better than riches. Today, some of us still talk about Ogbemudia, blessed memory. Why? Because as it is in Edo State, some of the roads that we are still using today came as a result of
efforts.
You understand? So what stops you from doing good so that your name, when you are not there, because you will not always be there forever. When you are not there, people will always reference to you for good.
All right, thank you, Destiny. The party said this APC government, oh God. Well, I'm pushing it to you first.
Wincy,
see,
it's not about being sympathetic.
Yes.
Let me start from what Major said.
Yeah.
That Dangote was supposed to fix the PMS price. You know, economy is different from the normal house thing. You can manage your house easily, and there are men that can't even manage their house. We have PMS in store already. Others are on waterway coming to Nigeria. Now you are telling Dangote to sell at the rate of 500. That's pure sabotage economically.
What if he wants to?
Listen, the issue is this. Dangote, I said something. We are in for a competitive market, and we are close to it. If Dangote should sell 500 now, and the landing price of PMS at the seaport is 700-800, meaning you are not doing good to those people. That's why you see what I did.
No, hold on. See, you are not doing good to who?
To the marketers that are bringing it.
Can't they bring it down?
Listen, the reason why they are telling you they can't bring it down is this. The buying and the shipping to here. So what we are waiting to see is this. They have stock already. That's why we don't have queues. We don't have scarcity. I said it before now that we are going close to where there's going to be competition. If after now, you are going to import fuel down, and Dangote oil is selling less than 10 naira with the one you are importing, you that is supposed to go to import like 20,000 liters may just import 10. I don't know if you are getting it. It is an economic situation. It's not going to just come up once. It's not something that we just wake up and see fuel is not 20 naira. No. And let me shock you, Dangote refinery can't do it all alone. There is going to be another refinery that will come. That's why I said, I pray that the September deadline the NNPCL are giving us should not be another scam. Because The biggest problem we are facing in this Tinubu regime is the NNPCL, I'm telling you.
NNPCL, they are the
Yes,
issue.
the biggest problem we are facing now. Because people are telling you that Tinubu is not working. We just look at them and laugh. You know what it takes for you to get your passport before in this country? I don't know if you are getting it.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at the CNNG. It's another diversion. Because everything about Nigeria has been on PMS, diesel. You don't even talk about the Argo again, which is the kerosene. Now, the CNG is another movement, another work of the president. But the problem is this. Some state governors who are not APC governors are doing like this. In those states, someone said to install the CNG system on your car is over 800,000. Meanwhile, it's less than 400,000 in the north. So, it is not about the Tinubu, because you said it's about party, it's about individual. No. I said it before now that when they want to share our money, the Nigeria wealth, they remove party. That's why when you go to their lodge in Abuja, you see the governors that are fighting.
They are friends.
They are friends.
Okay,
They
thank
stay
you.
together and share the money.
So you're saying we should give him more time?
Yes.
Give him more time.
And there are results already.
Okay, calm down, Festus, calm down. Well, Brown?
They will keep asking for more time until 8 years is over. First of all, there is no economic basis for this explanation. You know, one beautiful thing about economics is competition of prices. Now, when you allow Dangote to sell, now who buy? Now you know how much you want to sell. Now you go market. If they tell them, say, sell like this, it is because you are actually having some ill motives.
No, he's talking about economic balance, because
you don't-
Dangote
you don't-
cannot
How will you
service
do those
Nigeria
that are
alone.
sustaining the
You don't do that.
economy, providing
Those
fuel for us? How will you do them? Those one in,
hold on,
those one in
Festus.
stock.
Let me
He has
explain.
the floor. He
What
has
you-
the floor.
What you are saying is because we have people who have been in the market, new people are coming in, have to abide by the rules of those people. That means you're not the one making the rule. If you're the one making the rule, let people go into the market, let everybody sell according to what they bought.
Okay,
Then
thank you.
that would be more favorable for Nigerians. Then going further, the question you asked as to whether or not this is about political party or individual. I think the two marry, they intermarry. We have a situation in Benue State where an APC governor is lamenting how that his own party, kingsmen or leaders, are insisting for him to bring the money for them to share. In one of the meetings, they said, look, all those roads you're constructing, we didn't send you those ones. Bring money to us, let us share, we'll put you there. Now, you have people who are in other political parties, and the party has allowed them to perform. Abia is an example. PDP has ruled the state for 16 years. A bag of rice never got to 15,000 naira. It is over 100,000 naira today. So you can understand that the political party is the problem. If you come into some certain parties as an individual and you don't have, common sense, the party leaders will sit you down and talk common sense into you. They tell you, no, your policies are not meaning well for the people. But if nobody cares, when you go to bring people who have served jail term for crimes and you don't care, you put them in position of power, this is what you get.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Benjamin, your last line on this discussion, the way forward. Benjamin.
The way forward is clear, it's crystal clear that I always say, it is clear that everybody can see. I think the federal government should come forward and be truthful to the good citizens of Nigeria, and at the same time, be able to put some policies in place that will be able to alleviate this poverty and bring succor to this economic hardship to the Nigerian people. Um, they should be able to find another means of transportation for the people of Nigeria, and if they are intending to keep on controlling the price of Dangote pump price. Like I said, we shouldn't be expecting anything good from this APC government to come very soon, not even in future, because we know what they do and we know how they are. As I can tell, as I'm talking to you right now, it is already predictable. It's already predictable the kind of price, the kind of news that they're going to come up with, or the kind of agreement they're going to come up with Dangote. They will definitely come up by telling you this is the amount that we're going to set, because that amount is going to tally with what is with the importers. That's what they, and if you look at the institute, who are these importers? It's not it's not the people in the government. It's not the APC people. So let us keep this APC thing of a thing on one side and ask Nigerians to speak up. Maybe by the time they speak up, they will be able to get a solution to it. But I
Thank
don't know
you.
if that guy in the studio, if the guy in the studio supporting APC, if he actually buys where he
He
bought
does.
his
He does.
for this
He
money.
said, give him more time. Give him more time.
No, no,
Thank you,
no, no.
Benjamin.
I
Thank you.
I was trying to ask him where he
Thank
bought
you,
his
Benjamin.
for this money.
You don't have to ask the question. I'm not asking the questions. Thank you. Well, gentlemen,
Well,
thank you so much for coming on today's show. You've heard everyone is feeling the pinch. Everyone is feeling the bite. Whether you're APC, PDP, Labour, NNPP, YPP, you just name it. We are all in this together. Wow, what is happening? But Destiny made a comment. As it stands right now, according to a report, the pump price ought to be 9 something, right? If I'm making a mistake, how come you as a filling station operator, you're pegging your price at 1,150, 1,250, 1,200? Are you adding to our pains? Is it not enough? Why not say, okay, fine, let's stick to what NNPC says. Yes, it's high, 900 and something, but you're not adding to it. Come on, is it fair? So you're among those causing pains. If you are an LP, you are one causing pain. If you're in PDP doing that, you're the one causing more pains. If you're in APC, you are causing more pains. If you are NNPP, YPP, whatever, you are causing pains. Please, Nigeria is our home. Let's hope and pray, because any government policy affects you and I positively or negatively. Keep praying for this country, because that's all I have to say about this. Just pray. Gentlemen, once more, I appreciate you.